Welcome to the Morsels tier list, guys. Let's go. Well, let me talk about the tiers first. The lowest one is ass tier. Just the worst morsels you could ever pick up. In ass tier, you basically want to avoid the morsel at all costs. I mean, you can't sometimes, but above that is literally who. It's just a little bit better than ass. It's almost like I think they're ass, but I haven't played them really. There's going to be a couple of those that I haven't truly dove into, but we'll see. Niche is going to be kind of mid morsels that just have, from what I can tell, just a couple of specific uses or kind of functions, I guess. Then great tier is just a morsel you're always happy to see. Somebody who can clutch it out. Somebody that's got a good crit, a good special ability, of course. And then the goats. That speaks for itself. A couple of these morsels are above the rest. So let's go ahead and get started with Shromsel. I'm going to pull up their page here for every morsel. Shromsel is like a Pikmin morsel. He spawns smaller mushrooms. And he slows the movement speed once he spawns a bunch of Shromlets, mini mushrooms. He is kind of good early on. Probably has some niche uses, some good stuff. So I guess when the mini shrooms are dying, that's when they crit. And then the special ability is popping them all, which I would guess just kind of crits them all in place, maybe, or it just does damage in place where they are. Because you can just get a mob of these things, basically, and whatever they run into, you can just swarm shit and kill it, and then you just want to keep your main guy protected, Shromsel. So he's okay. Shoot. He's not that good, though. Let's take a look. I'll just give it niche for now. That's a good base. That's a good middle of the pack start. Yeah, he's certainly not great in my book, that's for sure. All right. I almost just had to put this guy literally who I forget his name. Actually, just had him. He's Crotsel. Let's take a look at Crotsel next. So, Crotsel doing 0.1 damage is tragic. Yeah, he does do fuck all damage. So yeah, Crotsel does jack shit damage. His last bullet crits because I think he kind of shoots a burst, like a 4-shot burst with his regular attack. And I'm trying to think, there's another game that's like there's somebody like Crotsel. you mark enemies and then you activate them. I guess the other day we were saying the Gungeon equivalent is kind of like sticky crossbow or something like the gun, but yeah, low base damage is brutal. It's kind of annoying to hop on a morsel where you have to like constantly think about when you can special and get that damage. I haven't noticed the crit being very easy to hit. The last shot's going to be hard to hit in the burst always, unlike like the first shot. So yeah, he might move, but he's going to go on literally who for now. There's some bad morsels, and he is one of them. All right. Maybe I'm sleeping on him, though. Let's go to Gosel. I'm not sure if this is like a normal morsel you can get from a card, or if he only... I got him an earlier run from an item that when a morsel dies, it becomes this guy. So either way, he crits by passing through enemies. I don't know if that counts dodge rolling or not, or it's just from his invisible special. He turns invisible, and then I guess you walk through stuff. Shoots very close range attacks from what I can tell. I might not know much about this guy, to be honest. I think he's going to also join Crotsel and literally who. I might be totally missing something about this morsel, but whatever. All right, Pebsel. Pebsel is an interesting one. Brother, Pebsel. Pebsel is just a rock who rolls. I guess high speed is how he crits. He doesn't have attacks. He just rolls around and he runs into enemies. And I guess what they don't mention here is when he's moving fast, he doesn't take damage. And if you're pretty good at just moving him around and knowing what things are going to get you stuck up on, you can just pretty much be invincible. His special ability, just a bunch of rocks fall down from the sky. Yeah, I reached a boss at one point in a run that was like I was dead in the water and I had like 1 heart or something. And although the bosses are really too easy sometimes, this boss was hard. And I just rolled around and I never took any damage despite there being shit all over the screen. So this guy, where are we going to put him? Pebsel is he's near. He could be a goat for all I know. He's not going to go to goat because when you can't get moving around, sometimes the terrain is going to get you stuck up, and then you're not going to have that dodge on or that invulnerability. He can get you in trouble. He can die quick. So I'll put him on great. He's very good, and I was sleeping on him for a while. Okay, Hogsel. Brother, Hogsel. You look at Hogsel's portrait here, and you probably think this guy's a badass. He's probably a high DPS Morsel, and you couldn't be more wrong. It just doesn't make any damn sense. It's kind of like he plays by his own rules more than any other Morsel. When you have him out, he's like a giant snake who will do damage from where you're aiming the head. You're moving around this big snake, and over time, I think regardless of if you're doing damage or not, the snake is shrinking. And he doesn't have hearts, so he just has his length. That's his power. And once he runs out of length, he's dead. And even that, I've like hopped on Hogsel for different situations, and he just fucking dies instantly. Like he can just die instantly sometimes. So he crits from the head, so I guess every part of his body hurts. But of course, when he's biting shit, it's supposed to be critting. I've never used this guy successfully. Call of the Worm brings everyone a little closer. The way he works is you're never even gonna get a special. So I don't know what his special's like. He's just fucking terrible. Maybe I'm missing something, but he's ass. Our first ass Morsel. Enough said. There's nothing about that guy. All right. This Widsel? Which cell is it? All right, Widsel. He is... Okay, so... I think these are the 3 starters. When you start a run, you can only have one of these 3. Widsel's one of them. So it's kind of like take it with a grain. He's kind of like a starter tier Morsel. We'll still just give him a overall rating. He crits close range. He shoots 2 little seeds and a little pattern, a little V pattern. And then his special is a ring of ethereal bullets in a circle. And I think it's pretty much the same bullet that he shoots with his normal thing. It's a really low range, but kind of a shotgun sort of projectile. I definitely thought he was ass tier on my first few uses, but when you look at the specials he's lined up with, I mean, it could be worse, could be better, basically. So I guess the spurt can be nice when the walls are closing in on you. The close range crits, you can just kind of be aggressive with this guy if you have a good second Morsel or you got full Morsels and you want to just kind of burn through this guy. Pretty good DPS. I don't mind Widsel too much. He's definitely not. He's going to go straight to niche. Considering he's a starter, he's more ranged than this fucking guy, that's for sure. All right. Oof. All right, another starter here. Let's do all the starters in a row. Gummsel. Gummsel is fucking dope, man. Gummsel is good as hell. His crit is on random, which I kind of like. Gummsel is some king shit, I'm not gonna lie. The bubble blocks bullets and slows enemies. Bubble is clutch. The bubble will even kind of stun enemies that are running around like crazy, including bosses, the bubble blocker. So it's like a bubble shield from Halo, where most projectiles can't go through it. But I think enemies can run up, and then they'll kind of persist through it and do contact damage if they do that. So it's overall solid. And then what makes Gummsel really good is just their normal attack. Just a good basic, like, Binding of Isaac looking attack. Just like a mid-range circular projectile. It's easy to use. His second form is pretty good too. And where are we going to put that? He's right up there with... Can I reorder this? Top of great. He's very good. He's very good. His damage is just falls off a little, and not having an offensive special kind of hurts when you really need some power. So yeah, he's top of great for me. But then I'm thinking of Pebsel again. Pebsel is fucking good too. These two are good. All right, the last starter is Smugsel. And when I first played the easiest difficulty, I got Smugsel, and he has a stun ability. Its stun is like just like a bolt that comes from the sky, it's like a Clash Royale lightning stun. But it only comes, I think, to one enemy when you pull it. Maybe if you charge it up higher, it'll hit several enemies. I think it does some damage too, but it just stuns enemies, and he's gonna need that because he is like a melee range. He's a melee range Morsel. Crits after dashing. I didn't even know that. So if you roll up, you get a stun, you roll up, and you just hit a crit and a couple attacks. And like I was saying, when I first played him in an early difficulty, easy difficulty, he's like, I was like, yeah, this guy, I could see the potential, and maybe there is some still if you're like switching morsels really effectively, but once you get into like a difficulty or a floor or boss where it's just there's more shit, he's just a pile of shit basically. He is just not. He's a 3-hit meat shield. Depending on your difficulty, he's a meat shield, right? He's better than Hogsel, I can tell you that much. Yeah, he's ass. If you're doing good with him, it feels cool to like do good with him, but easier said than done. All right, Frugsel. This motherfucker took me forever to get. I just had to grind for a few hours just to get Frugsel. Where's he going? Or where is he, I should say. Yeah, he's number 12. Frugsel. His crit is enemies with low health. And his attack is like his tongue. He like shoots his tongue out mid to short range. And another thing about Frugsel is he's mad slow. He's so slow. He's probably the slowest outside of like Shromsel with all of his mushrooms out. His special is Big Ribbit. He just goes burp and makes a circle around him. And it says it throws back anyone who gets too close. I don't think it does damage. I don't see a ton of utility here. Unless you're maybe something like that mini game where you just kind of get rushed from all angles in between floors. Maybe that would be good there. You're just licking guys up and Ribbit to knock them off you when they get close. And he seems to have, so his critical hit being enemies with low health, he seems to have an execute. And when he has enough damage to execute or crit or whatever it is, he just swallows the enemy whole. So it's kind of cool. I only got to try him briefly, so I'm not too sure about this guy. I'm going to put him straight to niche, though. I might have to reorder these too. Because he's really slow. Yeah, he's going to be at the bottom of niche for now. For sure. I'm feeling good about this list. So I got this. I'm going to go ahead and skip here to Lidsel. You can see his picture is different because I think he was a new addition, the 15th Morsel they added. Let's skip over to Lidsel real quick here. Okay, so he looks like a freak. He is. So you move around with the main body, and then his hat comes off, and that's where you control with your stick, which is usually like your stick for shooting. Wherever his hat is, compared to his body, there's a tripwire of damage between it. But it hits like 0.1s, and it hits kind of constantly, but not great damage from what I've seen. And then his special ability is Love Crush, where I guess his hat and body embrace in the middle and do damage, I guess. I've tried it a few times. It didn't seem very effective at all. Critting is the midway point. I kind of forget about that when I play him too. So maybe if you sit right in the middle, but really it's hard to use this guy. Let's see where he's at. Lidsel is either at the bottom of literally who, or he is at the top of ass. I'm going to go ahead and put him at the top of ass. I am not excited when I get Lidsel. Yeah, no, he's not any good, man. He's at the top of ass. He's a little bit above the melee guy. Because he can at least just set up with 2 different areas and just have this damage if there's a big wall of guys, but he's kind of ass. Okay. Fleesel. Brother. Fleesel. Number 4, Fleesel. He never sits still. So true. He's buzzing always. The buzzing is actually a little bit annoying. Sounds like a mosquito in your ear. Then his shooting sound is like... It's kind of like that. He crits at long range, which I like. He has long range. Kind of probably among the longest range of... if not the longest range of everybody. And then, so hitting at the top of your range is going to crit. I think his special is one of the best in the game, Flurry. He just shoots out a ton of projectiles, and it kind of blows him back, and he flies all over the place, so it's kind of crazy to control, but the good news is he is invulnerable while he's spitting out all those projectiles. So he's flying around. You can just take out a mob of enemies easily with it. You can do a ton of damage on a boss with it if you're decent with it, or both. And you have to be a little careful where he comes out. He can take damage right when the special ends. And the other thing that makes Fleesel really good is on floor, whatever it is, in Heavens, on the last stage, there's you can fall off of the edges if you dodge roll or walk off, and he flies, so he doesn't deal with ball damage on the last stage. He makes the last stage really trivial and easy. Straight up. Great utility on every run because of that. Besides that, his ult is great, auto attack is good, his crit is good. He's the first GOAT, absolutely. He is one of the GOATs, no doubt. Okay. Who the hell is this? Bamsel. Bamsel's gone up and down for me. Bamsel might have some controversy here. I see Sol had said 2 GOATs back to back. Let's take a look. Bamsel. I like his picture. He's a good looking morsel for sure. I like his tail. I don't know if he's got like a stench or something like that. I never noticed that. Okay, so Bamsel, if you play League of Legends, he's like Ziggs. He has a bouncing kind of basic attack that will explode after bouncing once or twice and does a little bit of area of effect, kind of blast damage. Good damage, really good damage. I guess the center of the blast crits. So that's when you get that really juicy damage. It's hard to hit though. When you aim in Morsels with either, if you play controller, which I do, you aim with the stick or the buttons. It's kind of hard. That is his nose, I think. That's why I like him. He's got a cute nose. It's like a big shiny dog nose, I guess. I don't know. He straight up has great damage. Now I don't love his special. It's just like a random spattering of bombs. The other thing about Bamsel that has to be considered is he's one of the only Morsels that can hurt themselves. So those bombs, if they explode near your character, which they'll happen a lot if there's an enemy or a wall right there, you'll straight up take damage. And I think the same goes for his special. Either way, that's what gets him out of GOAT tier for me. Early on, I kind of thought he was the GOAT. He was a GOAT. He can hurt himself straight up. For me, that puts him at the bottom of great. Because, man, especially a boss, I mean, he's one of the best boss Morsels. And you don't even need the special, because you can line up. The bosses are piss easy in this game, sometimes, usually. And I mean, you're probably, because they're big hitboxes, I'm guessing you're hitting that crit easily. I think I've just like 2 or 3 shot bosses with this guy before. He's really good. Okay. Uggsel. Oh. Uggsel. What an exciting Morsel to try out. You think, oh, there's a cute little ducky who's hatching. And, oh, it's cute. He uses a soccer ball or a little volleyball. Uggsel, number 6. Okay. Uggsel is the worst Morsel in the game by far. He is garbage. He doesn't need to be buffed. He needs to be reworked. He doesn't... Wait, you can charge up? Hold on. Maybe I have never charged up his attack. Okay, charge up makes... I think he's still the worst Morsel in the game, even if I'm missing how to crit with him. Because his attack is... He has one attack, basically, per 5 seconds. He kicks a ball. He kicks a ball mid-range. The ball probably has decent damage. It's fucking hard to hit because you get one shot and it takes like 3 seconds to either you walk over to the ball and it recharges. You wait a few seconds. I think it might recharge. Or you use his special ability where you telehatch. Okay, so you'll snap to the ball's position and do a little bit of damage at the position. And then you're at the position of the ball, which is right next to your enemy. And then you're close range to an enemy. And your only option then is to kick another ball at that enemy. If you hit the enemy, okay, I guess you can telehatch again and you can just keep the chain going. Or you're going to miss because you only have one shot and it's fucking hard to hit sometimes. If this is your guy, it sucks. Just terrible. The bottom of ass. Worse than Hogsel. Hoggsel's garbage. The bottom of the tier list. There's a lot. Look at... Ass is filling up fast. All right. I don't know his name. I think that might... Zigsel. The most sickly and stinky of all the Morsels. Every nth cloud, whatever the fuck that means, is crits. And then his special is danger puffs, and it's kind of like a random amount of puffs. His main attack ability, he's another unique Morsel. He doesn't have basic auto attacks or anything. He just has a smoke trail that follows him, kind of like Singed in League of Legends. So any enemy that follows you, there'll be a visible trail of smoke, and any enemy that touches that smoke before it disappears takes damage. So when you play like Nightmare, what's it called? Nightmare Cheese 3, the higher difficulties, a lot of stuff just bum rushes you. And it has high movement speed. There's the stupid things that are flying around. This guy can kite pretty well. So like, He can do damage as he's running away. That's kind of what he does. I don't really understand the ult too much. And yeah, every nth cloud crits. So I don't know. I might be a little untapped with this guy. He might be a bit better than I know. I kind of want to put him in literally who, because I forget his name all the time. I'm gonna put him in niche. I might even put him above the frog. I haven't played a lot of the frog or Zigsel, to be honest. Regardless, though, yeah, I think he go. The frog seemed pretty cool. This is a tight. The niche battle here is pretty tight. Those guys are pretty good to me. All right, and I saved Lifsel for last. Lifsel number 7, lucky number 7. The life of a morsel is short and difficult. True, especially for Lifsel. Morselian Psycho, Stone Cold Killer, Top of Goats. Lifsel is very strong. I think he is the top of goats. I think he's the best morsel in the game, and it's not particularly close. He shoots a mid-range beam, a straight-up beam that doesn't ever run out. I think you can just hold the beam out, and you just have this wand of damage. You can spin it around. It's got a great sound effect, and he crits off his special. Oh, his special is awesome. It's easy to charge because this guy spits out damage, and his special boosts the laser's power, which also makes it crit because it is the special. But what it doesn't mention is instead of shooting one beam, it turns into like a three-pronged beam. And if you get up close on a boss or something big, you can hit several beams at once on it. Or when you have a horde of shit, I love to just pop this special and spin the stick, and the room just drops. He's the GOAT. There's nothing else to say. He's straight up the GOAT. Fleesel, shout out to Fleesel for having, some utility late in the game, but Lifsel is the morsel above all the others that I always want on my fucking team, bro. Lifesel's awesome. Great ultimate. So that's the final list. That looks pretty good to me. Lifsel, Fleesel, the GOATs. In great tier. I love Gummsel. Pebsel has grown on me. He's very good, maybe game-breaking good. Bamsel has great damage, but has some flaws. Niche tier, which has specific uses. Maybe I'm sleeping on him a little bit. We got Shromsel, Lidsel, Frugsel, Zigsel. Brother, I'm just getting all these down. Kind of sleepers, kind of shit, just right in the middle. Then we have literally who tier, which is getting in the weeds a little bit. Crotsel and Gosel, I think is his name. Yeah, literally, who are these guys? I know they're not good. S tier, unfortunately, the newest morsel, number 15, Lidsel. Wait a minute, I called someone else Lidsel earlier, maybe? Might be. Maybe I'm tripping. Lidsel's ass, unfortunately. It's the top of S tier. Then we have our starter Smugsel, our melee fucking user. He's just no good. He's gonna be a meat shield. He's a breath of fresh. He's not a breath of fresh air. He holds you over. You got a really tough room. You got to run through. You know you're gonna take a few hits. That's his job, to die trying. Hogsel just doesn't even fucking work for me. We talked about him. He's garbage. And then Uggsel is... I hope they just remove him and go just rework him. But that's it. Let me know what you think. Any disagreements, let me know. Maybe I'm sleeping on somebody, so just let me know if I'm an idiot about some of these guys. But this is how I feel. Morsels is cool. I think I need to continue looking into more of these. I got to evolve them all. I got to also try all of their tokens. The tokens kind of drastically affect these different morsels. Maybe I'll just do a Morsel plus token tier list too in the future. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think.